Good evening, Mrs. Reardon.
Took you boys long enough to get here.
What are they fighting about?
Same thing, that pussy that moved in last week. They're like alley cats.
Now, this is the second fight this week. You'd better do something about that girl. You're going to have another Berlin War on your hands.
I intend to. I'm seeing Father Fitzgibbon right now.
Can't you put her out without talking to a priest?
Listen, Buster. I'm a very spiritual woman. And I wouldn't think of throwing her out in the gutter without consulting my pastor first. Oh, there they go.
Good pie.
Oh, excellent. Mrs. Featherston has a way with huckleberries.
Father, you know Mrs. Reardon, sings in the choir.
Oh, known her for 20 years. And I'm sorry to say she's a terrible gossip. A real biddy.
Yes, well, she does have a peculiar slant on things, yes.
I believe she's what the critics would call a biddy's biddy. Oh, Mrs. Featherston, could I have another bit of pie?
Dr. Wannicky doesn't want you to overeat. Have you told Father yet?
Told Father what?
I ran into Mrs. Reardon today at the market, and...
And it seems the young lady has moved into Mrs. Reardon's boarding house, and disrupting things have happened.
I'm sure it isn't true.
Oh, what isn't true?
What Mrs. Reardon says, that the girl has been at the boarding house only 10 days, and already she's broken up 6 happy marriages. I would let you tell him, Father, but Mrs. Reardon's here, waiting in the hallway.
Dr. Warnock is right. I shouldn't overeat.
Oh.
Good evening, Mrs. Reardon.
Hello, Father. Father.
Mrs. Reardon?
What can we do for you?
Well, first of all, you know I'm a good Christian woman, Father.
Oh, I'm well aware of that. Every time I hear your brave alto voice struggling with the Ave Maria.
Thank you. As I told Mrs. Featherston today in the butcher shop, I have this dreadful woman living in my establishment. Her name's Mary Dunn, and she moved in with a suitcase full of flouncy clothes over a week ago. And the first one to go is Mr. Jennings.
To go?
To fall for a father. Why, the second day she was there, he started dyeing his hair and growing a mustache. And poor Mrs. Jennings says it's like living with Warner Baxter after you married to El Brendel.
I'm afraid I don't follow your analogy, Mrs. Reardon.
We had a riot at my place tonight. 2 of my best boarders fighting over her again. I'm going to throw her out in the street. With your permission, of course.
Mrs. Reardon, you feel you're doing something you feel is wrong, and you'd like us to be your conscience, isn't that it?
Oh, you're too young to know what's going on in the world at all.
I can still recognize a lack of charity when I see it.
Well, now, Mrs. Reardon, the house is yours. And, of course, you must do as you please. But,
Thank you, Father. See?
Just a moment, Mrs. Reardon. So far, all we seem to have heard against Miss Dunn is that somebody in your boarding house is attracted to her.
All the men in my boarding house are attracted to her, and she knows all the tricks, Father.
What kind of tricks?
The whole thing is settled, and I see no point in making a black picture even black.
No. What kind of tricks, Mrs. Reardon?
Well, it's just not the sort of thing one repeats in a rectory. But, well, if you saw her walk, you know what I mean.
Are we to censure a young woman because she's capable of locomotion, Mrs. Reardon?
What's wrong with her walk?
She has sinful hips, that's what she has.
Oh, I see. The same way a woman with a throaty voice has a sinful voice, Mrs. Reardon. Same way a woman with full lips has sinful lips. same
But
way.
that's because he's breaking up marriages. And even you with your modern ideas have got to admit that's wrong. But, however, I'll give her a walking papers as you suggested, Father.
No, Mrs. Reardon. If you must throw the poor girl out on the streets, will you please try to do it with a little Christian charity?
Excuse me, Father. Father? Father, she's here.
Mrs. Reardon, again?
No, the Dunn girl. And the dear thing seems upset about something.
Seems to be a healthy young woman.
Nordic bone structure. Excuse me.
You wish to see me?
Yes, Father. What do I do now? Where do I sleep?
I beg your pardon?
Well, I figured since you had me thrown out of my room tonight, you'd made accommodations for me elsewhere.
Well,
You did tell Mrs. Reardon to throw me out, didn't you?
yeah, but I thought she'd give you adequate notice.
What did she accuse me of?
I believe she complained about your friendship with some of her boarders.
Is it wrong to be friendly, Father?
Why, there are degrees of friendship, my dear.
But I like people, Father, all kinds of people. I say hello, I smile, and I try to be pleasant. I can't help that. I say hello, and people say hello back. All of a sudden, that woman made me feel like something out of one of those for adults-only movies.
No, my dear, have charity. Try to think of Mrs. Reardon not as a landlady, but as an alto singing the Benedictus.
I didn't once go beyond being friendly to those people, Father, not once. Is it a sin to like people?
If there were a sin against liking people, then I'm afraid our dear Lord would have died in vain.
Then what could that woman have against me?
Hi. Hello, Father. Father, we seem to have gathered a wrong impression from Mrs. Reardon.
We did.
Yes, Miss Dunn tells me that... Oh, Miss Dunn, this is Father O'Malley.
Hello, Father.
Hello, Miss Dunn.
For some reason which I can't fathom, Mrs. Reardon has taken dislike to this child.
I can't imagine why.
Perhaps if you call Mrs. Reardon and ask her to reconsider.
Oh, no, I'd rather sleep in the park than to go back to that house.
This parish has some of the most uncomfortable parks in the city. I think we can find your place. Temporarily, at least.
You get busy on it right away.
Yes, Father.
Find some place pleasant and respectable, mind you. Oh, Miss Dunn, we have a 5:30 evening mass for those who sleep late. Good night.
Father? You mean you're really going to help me?
Isn't that what you came here for?
No, I came here because I was angry. I thought after all that woman said about me, you'd turn me away.
Mary, sometimes, unfortunately, we have to lock the church doors, but we can never close our hearts or our eyes. Good night. Good night.
Well, any money?
Not very much, Father. Not enough for more than a few nights at a hotel. Any suggestions, Father?
One good solid one. Tom Caldwell.
Well, does she have to live around here?
Does it have to be around here?
Well, yes, in a way. You see, I'm an actress.
She's an actress. This is a theatrical district. She can walk to auditions and so forth and save money.
Well, what has she ever done? As an actress, I mean.
How much acting have you done?
Why does he have to know that?
He's nosy.
Well, I had the second lead in Lady of the Lake at high school. I've always wanted to act.
She played the lead in a little off-Broadway play that closed tonight called Mrs. Reardon Strikes Again.
Oh. What?
Nothing. Well, how about it? Can you think of some place you can stay tonight?
Whew. Chuck, how about Joe Bianchi? You know him? He's in your parish.
Sure, his boy's going to recite the cremation of Sam McGee in the city contest.
Oh, bully for him. Well, anyway, Joe has a rooming house. Why don't you give him a call, and I'll stop by and pick you up in the wagon.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. He's going to come by and pick us up in the wagon. The station wagon. Hi, Joe.
Oh, hi, Father. Hello, Mr. Caldwell.
Hi, Joe.
I called you a little while ago. About the room.
Oh, sure. It gets to be such a rat race around here, I forgot. Come on inside.
Joe, this Miss Dunn, Mary Jo Bianchi.
Hi.
Miss Dunn is an actress, Joe.
She's a stranger in town, so we'd sort of appreciate it if someone kind of look after her, you know.
Sure thing, Father. No strain.
It'll only be for a few days, Mr. Bianchi.
Anything you say. I'd ask you in, only the guys have got a hot poker game going in the living room.
The guys?
How many guys, Joe?
Just 4 guys, decent guys. Marion will be all right. I'll put her upstairs next to my kids.
Mary.
Sure. Anyway, Father, these are all nice guys, decent guys. I wouldn't have it any other way with my kids and all.
Sure. Well, fine.
Oh, well, there you are, Joe.
Right this way.
Keep in touch.
I will. Thank you very much, Father.
Oh, I'm sure everything's going to be all right.
Father, thanks again.
I'll take 2. I'm out.
I'll take 3.
I'll stay with these.
Do you, think she's going to live here?
Who?
That girl that went past a minute ago.
Well, as long as I get the shower at 7, I don't care who moves in.
You know something, Orville? Even with your coat off, you still look like a floor walker.
Thanks.
Nothing.
I bet 1,000.
Got a new room, huh, Joe?
Yeah.
I'll call.
I, wonder what room he gave her.
Who cares?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. She ain't gonna come in here and watch television while we're playing poker.
Right. Hey, Doc. Orville bet 1,000. I called. It's up to you.
Okay. I'll stay with him. And I'll raise 500.
Just
Hey,
a minute.
hey.
Where are you going?
I'm out. I'm gonna check the coffee. Well, what's the matter with you guys? All of a sudden, everybody's jumping.
Oh, I was just asking.
All of a sudden, he's a coffee checker.
Good morning.
Oh, hiya.
I guess it's silly locking the door. There's nothing in there worth stealing.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm Mike Lewis.
I'm Mary Dunn. I'm glad we're neighbors, Mike.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Well, good morning to you.
Could you tell me where I can find Mr. Bianchi?
Oh, he's probably in the kitchen getting the kids ready for school.
Oh, fine. Thank you.
Morning, Mike.
Hi.
That's no good, Daddy. If you don't pull it tight, the whole thing falls apart by first recess.
Good morning.
Hi. Yeah, and when I do pull it tight, she yells.
Ow!
See that? Julius, clear the table.
Okay. Dad, do I have to learn that stupid cremation of Sam McGee?
Father said he wanted you to represent the 7th grade. That's what you're going to do.
Ow!
Can I help with that?
I sure would appreciate it.
I'm sorry, Dad. It just sort of slunk off the top.
All right. Pick up the pieces. Kids, this is Miss Dunn. This is Maria. That's Angela. The plate breaker over there is Julius.
Hello, Julius.
Their mother was called to heaven 5 years ago. Hey, who didn't finish their eggs here?
Me, Daddy. They were too gishy.
Too gishy.
Boy, standing up in front of the whole school saying a stupid poem. Guys will think I'm a creep.
Never mind what the guys think. I had to recite Gunga Din in front of a whole classroom of girls. Someday I'm going to have that thing taken out. The lunch on the end is Julie's, the little one is Angela's. You kids better get going.
I'll help you with your poem, Julius. That is, if you want me to.
Well, sure. Somebody better help me learn it, or Sister Martha will flunk me for being a rotten citizen.
Hey, that's neat. Thank you, lady.
Call me Mary.
Okay, Mary. Do you think our Daddy is handsome?
Well, I hardly know him.
Mrs. Stanella says that when Daddy shaves and combs his hair and puts on a suit and everything, he looks just like that man on Channel 2 that kisses all the girls at 8:30.
Yeah, Dad cleans up pretty good.
On Sunday, he doesn't even smell like shoes even.
What? He's got a shoe repair shop, so sometimes Pop smells kind of leathery.
Yes, but between the shoe shop and what he gets from the roomers, he earns enough money to make any woman happy.
Well, some women aren't looking for marriage. They prefer to face the world on their own.
Doing what?
Oh, acting, for instance.
Like you?
Like me.
Oh, we better go. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, Miss Dunn.
Bye, Julius.
Did they take their lunches?
Yes. Mr. Bianchi, I was wondering, is there any place around here where I could get breakfast without it's costing me a fortune?
Oh, sure. There's a drugstore down at the corner. Where does the time go? I'll see you later.
Good morning.
Oh, hello there.
Is that where we get our mail?
Yeah, this is mine right here where it says Stan Walker.
Oh, huh?
I'm an intern over at Samaritan.
Oh, I think that's wonderful.
You do?
Oh, yes, anyone who's willing to put in all those years. Hi.
Good morning.
I didn't know there were so many people living here.
Oh, there are 4 of us, if you don't count Joe and the kids.
Well, I'll see you later.
Bye. Oh, I'll put your name on the mailbox if you want.
Well, that's very nice. It's Mary Dunn, D-U-N-N-E. Bye.
Give me 5 across on Lady Girl and the first at Aqueduct. Yeah. Hold on a minute.
What are you looking at her like that for?
Like what?
You know like what?
Yeah. Give me a couple of show on BB. What are you all of a sudden, the voice of purity?
You are old enough to be her father. Why don't you go out and stare at some 60-year-old woman or something?
Oh, look, Buster. You just put her name on the mailbox, and I'll look out the window, okay? No, nothing in the 3rd. But give me 5 on high legs in the 4th. Yeah.
What's going on in there? It's a fight. It's a regular Donnybrook. Who said you couldn't?
have a good day on the links with young Cowell?
Yes, Father, as a matter of fact, I shot a 79.
What did he score?
An 81.
Oh, well, never mind. You'll be beating him one of these days, never fear.
Right.
What's this I hear about St. Paul's putting on a bazaar on May the 17th?
Oh, well, that's all straightened out. I talked to Mother Viator into changing the date.
Well, I hope you made it clear to her that we've been using May the 17th for our bazaar years before they laid the foundation of St. Paul's.
Well, not exactly, but the 17th is in the clear.
How's the toilet boy coming along?
Well, Sister Mary Matthew had a talk with his parents. It seemed he'd been missing school so much because he was inventing holy days that don't exist, like the last Friday before Holy Saturday after Easter.
I remember that one. Sister straightened him out?
Oh, yeah, she gave the parents a calendar of all the school holidays. So, well, you see, Father, you now have a well-oiled, smooth-running parish.
Father, I'm afraid she's done it again.
Mrs. Featherstone, you have a most distressing way of leaving out the subject of a sentence. Who's done it again?
Mary Dunn?
Yes. She's been at the Bianchi house for less than a week, and I'm afraid they've had to call the police.
Oh, hi, Father. Come in. Thanks. I was just passing by, Joe. How are things going?
Same hectic merry-go-round. How about a cup of coffee?
That sounds good.
Okay, I'll cover it, yeah. All right, Father.
Hi, Kurt. Hi, fellas. Sit down, sit down. How'd that happen?
Oh, that's nothing. I run my hand into something hard. Nut-headed.
I see. Excuse me a minute.
Yeah, sure, Father.
I'm afraid I've been guilty of beating around the bush, Joe. The word is out you've been having a little trouble here.
The guy said a fight. Sit down, Father.
Right. Now, what was the fight about?
Gee, I honestly don't know. Cream?
Yeah, thanks.
Stan was putting Mary's name on a mailbox. Then Mike said something. Then Orville said something. First thing I knew, the police were here.
That's what brought me over. I heard you had to call the police.
Not me, the neighbors. They call the police if the paper boy whistles out of tune.
Hey, Joe, where are they?
Two of them are in the front room. Kurt is in the hallway.
Then I'll go around the side door. Oh, evening, Father.
Good evening. Has Mary found a job yet?
The kids tell me she's still looking. I don't see much of her. She's not home yet.
I wonder if you'd have her come see me at the rectory tomorrow.
What's the matter? She do something wrong?
Nothing she's aware of, I'm afraid.
It's terrible, Father.
Excuse me, Father. Sister said if we don't put the football away, she's really going to be sore at you.
At me?
Well, at both of us. Thanks, Father.
Go on.
Well, so then Mike hit poor little Stanley, and Kurt and Orville started at each other, and finally Mr. Bianchi had to stop the whole thing. He's very strong.
And you have no idea who they were fighting over?
No, Father, I was in my room when it all started.
Mary, I think you're a very nice person. And so does Father Fitzgibbon.
Well, thank you very much, Father.
And when you know someone, when you really know that they're a good, decent person, you don't want other people to get a wrong idea about them. You understand?
Oh, sure. I mean, if anybody said anything against you or Father Fitz, I'd be real sore.
Well, thank you, Mary. I'm sure you've noticed that well, there are some girls who, by simply walking by, can get men to show off for them, like little boys.
Oh?
Yes, it's sometimes the way a girl walks or the way she overdresses can cause trouble.
Oh, I agree with you completely. I mean, I think that tight sweater stuff is for the birds.
Yes. Well, it's not necessarily what a girl wears. It's often something, just something she was born with, a quality. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because what we have is from God, but a quality that seems to
To attract men?
exactly.
I know what you mean, Father. Maybe if I had that quality, I'd have a job in show business by now.
Mary, you really believe that, don't you?
But I guess it is something you're born with. Father, if I don't get a job soon, I don't know what I'm going to do.
That bad, huh?
Worse? I mean, everybody's very friendly, but all they do is give me advice.
Like, why don't you go back home, huh?
Or they call later and ask me out to dinner. Father, I don't have the clothes to go out to dinner.
Mary, have you ever thought about going back home?
Want to know something funny, Father? I'm not a stage-struck kid from Idaho or someplace. I could be home in 20 minutes by just getting on the subway.
Brooklyn?
Queens. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it'd be better if I could go back to Idaho. What I left in Queens was a room in my sister's apartment. I moved in with her after my folks died. Everything was fine at the start, but suddenly she started shouting at me for no reason.
Mary, tell me something. Is your sister married?
Yes. Oh, but I was no bother. But I never got in their way or anything. Ted, that's Louise's husband, he used to have to come and knock on my door just to get me to come and watch television with him, even. What?
Nothing. Well, what we have to do is find you a job. Now, what kind of work have you been trying to get?
Well, in high school, everybody said I was another Natalie Woods.
Wood?
Yeah. Half the scripts I've got to audition with, honestly, Father, I just don't understand what it says on the paper. So I thought I'd be like Ethel Merman.
Oh?
You know, something in musical comedy, singing, dancing. Singing mostly, I guess. So I've been trying that.
Well, what song do you audition with?
Exactly like you. It's what they call an old standard.
Yeah, I know. What key?
You mean you want me to sing? Here and now?
Well, yes. The only difference between me and a producer is the show I'm with already has an angel. What key?
I know why I've waited. That's all right. That's where they usually stop me. And then they call the next girl up on stage, and the secretary takes my name, and I never hear from them again.
Oh, maybe you're just too tense.
Hi, then. Well, hello there.
Tom.
Tom, it's nice to see you again.
Yeah, who's this? The Jose Mills St. Dominic's?
Father's been showing me how to put across a song.
We were just running over one of Mary's audition numbers. Well, Mary will have to make another time. Tom and I have an appointment.
All right, Father.
Oh, don't be so stuffy. I'm 10 minutes early. Hit me, Daddy, with the boogie beat, or whatever they're saying these days.
No, I've kept her too long as it is, Tom.
Really, I'd rather not.
She's a little nervous.
Come on now, Mary. Hey, you'll be facing a lot of audiences in your day, so you may as well start with one who's already pro Mary Dunn.
All right.
The Cremation of Sam McGee by Robert W. Service. There are strange things done in the midnight sun by the men who maul for gold.
I believe the word is moil.
What?
People don't maul for gold, they moil. Go on, Julius.
That's all I've learned, Father.
But the contest is just a few days away.
I've been meaning to talk to you about that, Father. Maybe if you told Sister Martha to quit loading me with so much homework, I could learn it. Or maybe you could let Julie May Harkness say a poem in the contest. She already knows Invictus and a bunch of stuff like that.
Well, in the first place, I don't tell Sister Martha how to run her class. And in the second, I chose you to represent St. Dominic's.
There's a man here to see you, Father, a Michael Lewis.
He lives in my dad's house. It must be awful important if he took off work to come over here, Father.
Well, show him in.
Can I go, Father?
All right. And remember, I want that poem learned in its entirety.
Yes, Father.
And with gestures, mind you.
Yes, Father. Hi, Mike.
How's things, Julie?
Oh, you want to see me, Mr. Lewis?
Yeah, Father.
Well, sit down, sit down. Is there anything I can do for you?
Well,
Well, if you'd rather not say it, don't feel you have to.
Well, no. I want to say it, Father. I just wondered if you could use another Catholic.
What?
Well, I figure on asking this girl to marry me, and then, well, she goes to your church, you know. It's not that I don't believe in God, Father. You ain't going to be getting some kind of bum or something.
Oh, no, I'm sure any church would be very pleased to have you, but there's more to it than that.
Like what?
Well, now, have you ever heard the saying, a barber is a brilliant conversationalist who occasionally cuts hair?
No. Most of the stuff the boys tell down at the foundry is kind of salty.
Yes, well, my little saying simply means that a man's main interest may be one thing, but he does another to attain it. Like joining a church to get a certain girl. She belongs to this parish, you say?
Yeah, Father. She's only been here a month. Maybe you already know her? Mary Dunn?
Who? Mary Dunn.
Mary Dunn.
Yeah, she moved into our house about a month ago.
Yes, I know. Hasn't she found work yet?
No. That's why I think I got a pretty good chance, Father. She's getting desperate. Well, not that I haven't had plenty of chances, Father.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
Anyway, I just wanted to know how much a wedding would cost. Say with an organist and a couple of altar boys.
When does Mary want the wedding?
Oh, I haven't asked her yet. But I took her to the show a couple of times, Father, and... Well, you know, a guy can sort of tell the signs.
Especially a man of your experience. Well, I tell you what. Why don't we discuss this whole thing after you've asked Mary, huh?
Why, swell, Father.
And don't rent the tuxedo until you get an answer.
What?
Don't cross the threshold until you come to it.
I'll get it.
Hello?
Chuck? Tom. Listen, you know that girl we found the room for a few weeks back, Mary Dunn?
I know her.
Well, she's getting married.
Yes, I heard.
Oh. Anyway, her fiancé is here with me right now.
He must have a helicopter.
Oh, I'm not her fiancé yet.
You just told me you were getting married.
We will, as soon as I ask her.
Chuck, I thought we had an interdenominational marriage going here for a second, but I guess I was a little premature.
Tell me, Tom, who is the prospective groom?
It's a fellow who lives over at Joe Bianchi's. Stan Walker?
Well, don't tell Mr. Walker, but I just had an Orville Kelton here checking prices.
Same girl?
Same girl. She can't sing or act, but she sure is building up an audience. I'll talk to you later, Tom. Goodbye.
Oh, there you are. I want to discuss the Dunn girl with you.
Oh?
Yes, and in that connection, I thought you'd like to apprise Mr. Lewis of the evening instruction class.
Don't tell me. He's going to marry Mary, but he hasn't asked her yet, right?
Well, yes, but he's willing to join the church for her. I believe a spirit like that bears a little looking into.
Excuse me, Father.
Where are you going?
To see if I can stop the biggest Brannigan since the Pier 6 Panic of 1912.
Still time to get something down in the 6th of Hialeah? Now, come in. Now, give me 5 across on Birdie by, yeah.
Hi, Kurt.
Oh, hi, Father.
Hey, all alone, huh?
Yeah, well, most of the guys don't get home until about 6. You know, you just missed Joe.
I did?
Yeah, he was around looking for Mary. He was all steamed up about something.
Well, why should he be any different?
There's a man wanting to see you, Father.
Well, show him in.
Well, I don't know if I should, Father. He's very upset, and he's wearing an apron.
An apron?
I'm sorry to barge in on you like this, Father, but I had to leave one of my kids watching the store. It's about Mary Dunn.
You wish to marry her?
No, why would I want to do that?
Well, I'm sure you don't really expect me to answer that one. But go on.
Well, first she wanted to be another Sarah Bernhardt. That didn't work. So then she wanted to be a musical comedy queen?
Father O'Malley tells me the poor girl is long on dreams, but short on talent.
Exactly, but guess what just happened?
What?
She just called my store to tell me not to worry about her room rent, that she'd started herself in a school, and they promised her some job after she finished the course.
School? Well, that's very commendable. Could you pass the college boards?
Oh, this is no legit school, Father. This is a modeling school.
Modeling? In clay?
In bathing suits and worse. It's one of those photography places where the girls all,
I'm afraid I don't. But go on.
Well, in the first place, it's a racket. She had to borrow $75 from her brother-in-law just so that bunch of crooks could... And Mary is so dumb. She's so stupid. She doesn't even know what kind of a school it is.
So am I. What kind of a school is it?
Well, they call it the Gotham Academy of Modeling. The girls model and they get their pictures in those magazines.
You don't mean that trash we sometimes have to take away from the 8th grade boys? The stuff that Dr. Thornton and Rabbi Adler are trying to get off the newsstands?
The same.
That deplorable filth.
Well, it's something like that, Father. Mostly the girls wear bathing suits, but even that doesn't say very much these days. You think I have the right to get down there and haul her out of that place? After all, maybe she does know what she's doing.
Place like that operating in my parish right under our very nose.
It's kind of the headquarters. The boys tell me they put out some pretty raw stuff, if you know what I mean, Father.
I'm afraid I do now. I called Dr. Thornton and the rabbi. No, we haven't time. Mrs. Featherston, my umbrella.
You going down there, Father?
Understand me well, Joseph. If I can help it, nobody in my parish is going to pose for girly pictures. Especially a girl named Mary.
A man with his umbrella.
He's gone to do what?
Well, it's that poor girl again. She's going to be in a magazine, and she won't be writing articles.
Go on.
Well, Julius Bianchi's father came over all upset and told Father how Mary borrowed some money from her brother-in-law to go to a modeling school.
Well, modeling schools aren't necessarily bad, Mrs. Featherston.
Oh, but the Bianchi boy's father says this one is a racket. They take the girl's money and promise them a job, only it's in one of those cheap magazines or something. Oh, Father Fitzgibbon was furious. He even took his umbrella.
What's the name of the school? Mrs. Featherston, I know you never listen at the door, but isn't it just possible you may have been dusting in the area?
Well, here. I just happened to look it up.
Yeah, did you happen to call me a taxi, too?
Well, you can walk. It's only 3 blocks down the street and 2 to the left.
Oh, boy, am I glad to see you, Father. Mary is in there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I told Father Fitz about it. Then I got to thinking the kind of racket these guys are running. They might be gangsters. I shouldn't have let him go alone.
Well, we can't do any good for either Mary or Father standing out here. No rough stuff, Joe.
Right, Father.
Unless it's absolutely necessary.
72, 73, 74. 74, 50, 74, 75. Gee, you're cleaning me out, Father.
Well, never mind the rest, Mr. Martin. I put 25 cents in the poor box for you.
Yeah, well, that's the place to put it, all right.
Everything all right, Father?
Excellent. Oh, this is Mr. Bruno Martin, Father O'Malley, Mr. Joseph Bianchi.
Where's Mary?
Changing.
Changing? From what to what?
All right, Joseph. She was learning correct posture when I came in a modest bathing suit. You may return this to Miss Dunn. It's minus 25 cents, which Mr. Martin is donating to the poor.
Well, Mr. Martin agrees to all this, does he?
I simply explained to Mr. Martin that he's operating in St. Dominic's Parish, and that his interests and ours clash.
Sure. What he did was put some kind of religious muscle on me. That's...
I merely explained to Mr. Martin that in this neighborhood we have a very progressive Jewish rabbi and a very forceful Protestant minister who might be interested in these pictures I see on the walls.
Well, why shouldn't I do it? After all, they got schools like this all over the country.
We also have traffic accidents and disease.
All right. You can skip the lecture. The old guy just went through the whole bit.
Oh, you call me Father.
Yes, sir, Father.
I had absolutely no idea.
Well,
It's about time you had some idea what's going on around here. What did you think this guy was running here, a knitting club?
Joe, shouldn't you be in the shop?
What's the matter with you? First you got 4 guys fighting over you. Then they all want to marry you.
Mary, I hardly even talked to them.
Oh, for gosh sake, stop being so stupid.
No, Joseph.
One of these days I'm going to explain to you what makes men tick. So long, Father. Father. If you look like a toad or something, it'd be different. But you're a beautiful girl. Oh, come on.
Why did the boy turn on her like that?
he's spanking her. We often spank those we love once the danger is over. When you're figuring on moving?
Moving?
No point in staying in a neighborhood where there's no business, right?
Now, just a minute. You can't walk in here. Right.
Shall we go, Father?
Father, innocence is a lovely thing, but we have to talk to that dear child. After all, we can't ignore the gifts God gave us. We must be aware if we have a grand voice, a great talent, or a gift for music, or
sinful hips.
Exactly. You talk to her, Father. You talk to her.
Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows.
Come in.
Why, he left his home in the South to roam around the pole. Oh, hi, Father.
Hi.
Hi.
I thought I'd drop in and see that Julius got in the contest all in one piece.
Boy, what a time to have a contest. Right after dinner. I'll probably get sick to my stomach right in front of the bishop.
He's doing fine,
kids.
Father.
Hi, Father.
My goodness.
My goodness, what?
Nothing. I was just thinking, Angela was right about something.
I told you were real handsome when you got cleaned up.
Yeah? Oh.
Well, I guess we better be on our way, huh? And don't forget, no whistling or stamping just because it's your brother.
Is praying okay?
If it's done quietly, come on.
It's nice to be playing cards again.
Listen, it's stupid to be always fighting over women. They don't appreciate it. What you got? All right. Hey, listen, good luck tonight, Julie. Huh?
Yeah, we're rooting for you, Julie.
Bye.
Gee, I'm sorry you can't all come, but they just allow a few tickets to each family.
That's right, we got the game.
Bye.
Bye.
What are you looking at her like that for?
What do you care? You can see who's 2 lengths in front.
Just the same, you don't have to look at her like she's going down a runway or something.
Play cards.
You ain't gonna be in!
I'm as nervous as if it were a Broadway first night for me.
Don't worry, Julius is going to...
There they go again.
They were so cheerful a minute ago. Now, what in the world do they find to fight about?
You'll never know. Mary, you and Joe are going to have a long, long talk.